right, welcome back, everybody. I'm Noah Sawyer, and this is not an episode of the Junto, but I just wanted to play some music because I haven't played bass in a while in my own practice or anything. I just moved a month ago, and it was a really huge move. So, and I'm getting back into streaming more regularly now, so I just kind of had to, I don't know, I want to just come on and play some music because I want to play music anyway. So I did my warm-up before going live. I've done my warm-up live on here before, so people kind of get the idea in the previous two music streams. And that is just, I play on one note for, this time I just did it for 6 minutes. And, you know, that one note as I go, I know the bass isn't coming through right now, but I'll just move. You increasingly get bored, and then it opens up all the possibilities for playing on that one note. You can play it with different fingers here. You can play it with different fingers over here. You can do different rhythms. You can do different tempos. You can articulate it differently. So ultimately, yeah, I haven't done that specific thing in over a month, and it was nice to do it again because it applies so much to my lived experience, and it makes me realize how much I'm missing out on in my lived experience by moving so fast in my daily life, checking the phone, doing this and that. And when you put your attention on one thing that is extremely limited, extremely simple, and you set a time limit for engaging with that thing, whether this is looking at a plant, for 5-10 minutes, you are brought into a different state of mind than the one that you are in before you begin that exercise or as you begin that exercise, because you realize that you want to be doing this thing. You're doing it for a reason, and your body starts to adjust to the fact that you are focused on that. And so you start to see more and more details in the plant, or you start to get bored and try experimenting in different ways and playing that one note on the instrument. And whenever I do this with things like plants or nature, like looking at clouds or looking at plant matter or whatever it is, I really feel connected to scientists of the previous eras of humanity, where you actually were relying on your senses and your intuition and your innovation with the material world to create new tools to observe new things, using lenses to get closer looks at things, things that enhance our senses. It wasn't statistical at all for a long time. It was just about observation and imagination, really, and trying to piece things together, understand how they work, understand how the plant builds its body over time, things like that. So yeah, even just doing my little warm-up, I felt more tapped into that form of perception. So with that said, I think I'll just do a bunch of 6-minute improvisations, something like that. And I'll set a timer. 6 or 7 minute, 5 or 7 minute, something like that. So, oops. Yeah. And let me see if the bass comes through. Oh, is the bass coming out? Oh, it is. I just didn't have my headphones monitoring it. So, let's see. I'm going to get rid of my microphone now and just get the bass going. Okay. Well, I did something different than I was expecting to. Instead of doing short improvisations, I figured I'd just go as long as I could until I ran out of ideas because I haven't played bass in a long time. But something I was thinking about in there was something that has been coming to mind periodically lately. Well, this activity of just playing the bass was making me think about. Hang on here. All right, so I guess I've been thinking a lot about how much is going on in the mind at any given time, how much is going on in the psyche at any given time, because there are moments of quiet that I experience sometimes where suddenly I realize how much actually is playing out within me, how many threads are actually active within me is one way I think of it. I don't really think of it in terms of computer threads exactly, but it's almost more like actual physical threads, and I guess that's why computer threads are called that as well. But there's like this, all these strings you can pull at that take apart the ego in a way, because the ego is so high gravity, it pulls everything to itself. It makes it feel in our consciousness like everything is just a solid, rock solid core, and there are things that orbit around the core. There are things that might strike and enter into the atmosphere from without. But in those moments of quiet, I can feel all these previous social interactions I've had agitating me in a certain way, or, not, I don't know. I think agitating is the word that I'm drawn to, because it is taking me away from what could be a more clear and intentional direction for my thoughts, for my consciousness. And so, because outside of my consciousness, in my psyche, all this other stuff is playing out, all these conversations, all these like arguments with a family member, or arguments with a friend, or things like that. Not even necessarily arguments, but little things that in every social interaction that's not, totally wonderful, there's a tension that is applied to me. And so normally I don't, the tension, maybe I notice it in the moment, but then I move on, and I might never think about the interaction again. But some interactions you'll think about a lot, such as, imagine like you almost get hit by a car or something like that. That will stick with you throughout the day. And, say you almost get hit by a car, and then the driver just like says fuck you or something and drives off. And if you're like me, you will probably think about that, or think about arguing with that guy over the course of the day. And that is something that gets submerged, but then it comes out again. And the reality that I feel in my own mind is that there are these threads that seem so submerged in that I'm not aware of them at all. I'm not aware that that interaction bothered me at all. However, part of me is hanging on to it and sticking with it, and either conversing with it or imagining things with respect to it. And so, yeah. So in those moments of quiet, find what is actually going on within that is not allowing you to have such clarity or one-pointedness of mind. All that stuff, when you go slow, starts to come out. And that wasn't how I felt while I did my warm-up, even though there was a type of change of consciousness or slowness that I entered into from the normal way that I was feeling today. But when I'm playing the bass, like, I'm not trying to, in this context, I just needed to practice, and I figure, why not practice in public? Like, I have to practice talking and streaming and making sure all my technology is correct here. So it felt low, definitely lower pressure than a performance where you have a captive audience and you're in a room with people who are watching you, where you feel a little more, I feel a little more obliged to, I don't know, try. It's kind of hard to describe the difference, really, because it's all very spontaneous. It's free improvisation. It's just, it is what it is, and it goes where it goes. And obviously I'm guiding it. Obviously I'm choosing to do everything that I do. But I guess I'm more willing to be a little experimental here, although I wasn't being. I was just kind of getting the rust off. I wasn't making any grating sounds. Not that I love grating sounds. I'm not really a huge grating sound player, as some people are. But anyway, so I find, okay, I bring that up because over the course of playing for 20 minutes or however long that was, yeah, something around 20 probably. So I'm sort of pulling on and purging a bunch of those threads within my psyche. And I'm not thinking about the conversations, but I am using that psychic energy applied differently. It's not applied socially. It's not applied linguistically. In a way, it's sort of applied socially, in that it is thinking about things that someone might want to hear. Like I wasn't playing like I was totally alone just now. I was playing like someone might watch the video and want to enjoy listening to it. And so as I move around and just start pulling on these threads of patterns and melodies within the bass, it's like an exhaust valve for those threads in my psyche that are more linguistic, that are more social. And so there is a calming effect to exploring on the bass, even though there is some level of performance anxiety, sort of. Yeah, so that's kind of what I was thinking about over the course of it, was how it was actually relieving through a different type of expression. It was relieving that psychic energy. So that was interesting. Anyway, I mean, that's really all I wanted to do today. I might, I don't play guitar. I feel a little inclined to try to play the guitar. So hang on a minute, and I'll do it just to do it. Why not? And hang on. Like, I play guitar like a bass player, basically. So yeah, very much not a guitarist, but I do, like, I can operate a guitar, and so I play the guitar for that same reason that I was just describing. More explicitly for that reason, because the bass I can play in a band or something like that where there is an intent, or where there's a plan, or even in an improv context with other people. I wouldn't want to play guitar in an improv context unless it was just a casual improv context, like jamming with friends or something like that. But I consider that pretty different than people setting out to perform, you know. So I'm just going to tune this because I wasn't expecting to play it. All right. But the reason I'm playing the guitar right now is because, given that I was just talking about the unexpected feelings of improvising and releasing that psychic energy that I've been noticing. As I said, I've been like literally just noticing it in my day-to-day lately and being like, wow, I am being bothered by certain things, certain relationships in my life right now, and they are operating all the time, apparently, underneath my skin and underneath my consciousness. So maybe part of that is just that I'm not playing my instruments as much as I could be. So let's see. But yeah, like I said, I am not a guitarist at all. Oh, apologies. Did not realize. All right, hang on a minute. I guess this has a lot more electrical noise than I knew about. Normally I just play this unplugged. And now I can hear it in my ears, so very different experience. All right, well, I'll do a few minutes on the guitar. Like I said, I'm not a guitarist, so, you know, if you thought the bass playing was bad, this is gonna be something. But I wish I could get it to sound a little... That's fine. I'll try something. Wow, I feel totally off on the guitar. I don't know that I've ever improvised on guitar in front of an audience before. wow. That's but you gotta try. But yeah, not my forte. So that's enough of an attempt at guitar. But it is weird how much the I feel like most of my life as a musician, I was pretty neglectful of tone, and so I normally play this guitar just unplugged, and that has a particular type of tone and timbre. But now having it actually running through electronics and in my ears, I'm like, wow, this sounds way less pleasant, or it sounds like way less like what I'm familiar with coming from this particular instrument. So, anyway, but like I said, I'm not a guitarist, so. Okay. Um. Yeah, that's. I think that's it. Yeah, I'll do a show tomorrow or the next day or something like that. But that's all for the Sunday improvisation. And yeah, so oh yeah, what was no, I'll save it for a full show. There's something I kind of wanted to talk about, but there's no need after or like to combine it in here. All right, so have a good rest of your Sunday. See ya.